Hi there, and welcome to my kitchen this evening. It is, in fact, Tuesday, November the 12th, 2024, and yes, today is my birthday. I am, well, older than I wish I was, but nonetheless, I've decided to make myself something for my birthday because, well, I like to bake, I like to cook, and homemade is definitely better than store-bought, especially since I am of the age, unfortunately, I better start preparing while I'm talking. And we are going to use, we are making a cornbread tonight, in fact. Now, this is because I am, in fact, a born and bred Yankee, this is, in fact, going to be a sweet cornbread. So I realize that may very well offend a fair number of Southerners. But hey, it's my cornbread. I'm going to be the one eating it. So, nonetheless, okay, we are doing 1 cup of cornmeal. Here's one thing I like doing. I like mixing 1 cup of cornmeal and 1 cup of masa harina corn flour. Because, you know, a lot of cornbread recipes call for cornbread plus flour. But hey, if you want to be authentic for a cornbread, might as well use corn flour. So there we go. Now we get out 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And that's a tablespoon. That's quite a bit. So in fact, I better make that 3 teaspoons of baking powder, you know, because I know math. Okay, that's 1, 2, and 3 teaspoons of baking powder. And here again is the offensive part in that I'm putting half a cup of sugar into this cornbread because, yes, as I said, this is a sweet cornbread. Again, as a born and bred Yankee, I grew up eating sweet cornbread, and so, yes, I did, in fact, develop a taste for it. And my preference, well, as much as I do enjoy Southern cornbread, my preference is still for sweet Northern cornbread, I'm afraid. So we also add 1 teaspoon, not tablespoon, of kosher salt. And here is one baking tip that I learned the hard way, in that it is imperative that we whisk the dry ingredients together to, get them all mixed together, as well as to incorporate a little bit of air into the dry ingredients so that will help this bake properly. Yeah, as I mentioned, I am at the age where I could very well make myself a cake for my birthday. However, I do have to admit that I've got a chocolate cake recipe that I'm very proud of because it gives you a very, very rich chocolate cake. In fact, it's so rich that I can't eat it myself. The last time I did, I got this horrendous sugar rush from it. Now, people like that, but I'm afraid, as I said, I'm kind of past that age, and so I'm settling for something that I will still enjoy, hence this birthday cornbread. All right, we've got everything all incorporated here, which means now we get to move on to the wet ingredients. So to this, we put in 1 cup of buttermilk. Now to this, let's break out the spatula and start mixing it all together. This, we get to throw in 2 eggs. So here comes 1. There we go. Throwing in about half a stick of melted butter, which I made sure to melt previously in this little cast iron skillet here. Now let's start incorporating this a little bit more into this. We do have a little bit more liquid to put in yet to give it the right consistency. I'm going to throw in about half a cup of sour cream. Right about there. Plop. And then in order to get it to the right consistency, I will be adding some milk, a little bit at a time. Besides, as I said, this is going to be a sweet cornbread. Actually, this is getting to a nice consistency already. Not bad. Not bad. Especially since I do have one more bit of liquid to add to this, and that is some honey. Because, once again, this is going to be a sweet cornbread. And yeah, it's my birthday and I'm splurging a little bit. This is looking pretty good, actually. That means I think we are about ready now to get the other star of the show. Time now to get ourselves out a cast iron pan. And this is kind of a unique cast iron pan because it is by a company that, well, still exists, but it was absorbed into a larger company. So their brand name is now obsolete. Say hello to a Butter Pat cast iron pan. Yeah, the Butter Pat logo is down here. Meanwhile, this is the reason why this is something of a personal cast iron pan to me. However, I do realize I have to do one other thing to make sure the cornbread doesn't stick to this, and that is we need to add in a little bit of oil, slosh it around for a moment or so, carefully. Try to get some on the sides. And in fact, I think I'll stick it back into the oven, but only for about a minute or so. Oh yeah, this is definitely plenty hot. In fact, what we do now is mix the extra oil into the batter. There's a good start for you. Have to do this quickly. So this definitely, there's plenty of liquid in this batter now. Here comes the best part about making cornbread in cast iron. Well, the second best part. And that is the sizzle. Gently rotate the top. And now, without further ado, this goes into the oven as quickly as we can. That is in a 425 degree oven. We're going to bake it for 20 to 25 minutes until the good old toothpick test comes out clean. And so, rather than waste everybody's time, waiting for about another 20 to 25 minutes, we will come back to part 2 and reveal the cornbread very shortly. And now we get to see the result. Let's get this out of the oven fast. Not a bad result at all. It sure certainly looks like it. Which means the real fun part about cornbread, of course, is getting it out of the pan. This is a really, really hot pan. It just came out of a 425 degree oven. So, hopefully, either this is going to work or it won't. So let's start with that, and then carefully move this over. Give it the flip. And now we give it the tap. And the result is, voila! Ha-ha! Hey, it looks like things turned out pretty good, actually. So we will put this aside for the moment. And yay! That means the last thing we do now is flip it over one more time. I know some people do just eat their cornbread like this, but I'd like to see the results. Straighten this out a little bit. And voila! Haha! Let me show that cast iron pan again one last time. Well, just because it's my birthday. And yeah, this is in fact a Butter Pat cast iron pan, which I believe would be like about number 5, maybe number 6 in size, which is not bad at all. Butter Pat, of course, was bought out by Yeti. Yeah, the same people who made those Yeti tumblers. And they're the same ones who made that Yeti 12-inch cast iron skillet last year, the one that cost $400. So, no, I definitely did not pay $400 for this little cast iron pan right here. In fact, it was actually a present. So that's why I certainly feel it is doubly appropriate to use on my birthday. But nonetheless, here is our cornbread. It is time to enjoy some cornbread. Thank you again for all of your time, folks. Have fun. Have a good evening.